Welcome to Moon Harbor Extended. Today's issue is Cosmic, issue 17, Turning Point. On the cover, we see Stardust in a therapist's office and Portali holding a clipboard full of notes, most prominently showing a vial and a stick figure Weaver giving a thumbs up. On the wall behind Portali hangs a scythe, shrouded in dark smoke. We turn the page and our story begins. Mal, you hear a voice just in your head from Weaver. So have you considered it?
Give it time.
All you need to do is kill this body, and I'm free. You have a famously bad temper. They won't suspect you.
I said, give it time.
He meets eyes with Ovi and says, "So, what's the plan, Captain?" And then I think from there we get a panel where it's an overhead shot of the room, and we just see everyone standing there, and Weaver just with this smug grin on his face. And can I get just like a reaction from everyone? Like, what do our faces look like in light of all this?
I think Ovi's face is just overwhelming dread.
That feels right.
I think Mason's still proud that he finally got to protect his friends in something.
Aw.
I think he's got a like a stern "I'm protecting here" face.
Fantastic. And let's get a panel of Jet doing the what are those called? Like London, I don't remember what those are, the string things.
I had an Eiffel Tower at some point. I don't know what's happened to it now.
And then I think we see the group starting to leave, and Weaver looks over at Mal, and we see that thought bubble in Mal's head that just says, "Do it."
I don't think Mel says anything. We just see this very determined look across their face. And then I think I'm the last one out, and I just slam the door behind me.
Fantastic. And I think between scenes here, Ovi, can you go ahead and roll your start a session move, since we haven't gotten to that one yet?
Yep. That's a 9.
All right. And what aspect of the future world do you want a clue or lead on?
I think specifically looking into, I know that the future is different now and accelerated, but kind of looking into what happened with, I guess, all of these planets that have been seeded, what happened with that, so that way we could try to clean it up.
Okay, excellent. I think we get some panels of the group walking back into the rest of the ship, and those are interspersed with panels of Ovi's memories of the future. And you realize that some of these memories aren't quite as you remembered them. The older versions are foggy, but you see these squadrons of Weavers hunting down just the various heroes that were taking a hold in Moon Harbor. And you see them, you see the various plans of the Resistance, sending time travelers back. And you see the Weaver, squads, hunting them down and using this, large, scythe-like device to just trim them out of the timeline completely. And just every time, the Resistance gets close to trying to take back a planet, they're just cut out of the timeline completely. So I'm going to toss that out there.
Well, okay.
Out of character. That's real fucked up.
Yeah. Weaver's never been good.
It's amazing that Ovi's lasted this long.
Yeah. And where do we want to set our next scene? Because I think the team needs to talk.
I would love to grab Ovi and take Ovi. We can't go to my ship because my ship just got torched. We can't go to Ovi's ship because that's where Weaver is. I think I take Ovi to the kitchen and then just hard gravity ball the room and make it so the door cannot open.
That's cool.
So as I'm pulling you along, I'm hey, I just need to, actually, I probably don't actually pull you because fire hands. I look at you and I'm hey, I need to talk to you. Now, please.
Okay, yeah, sure.
And I look back and I assume that Jet or Mason is probably following us.
Well, I mean, did you shut the door in front of me?
Oh, I was going to go ahead and do that moment in character at this point.
Oh, I guess Jet just walks right into a door.
Yeah, and as you come close to the door, I throw the gravity on in the room as hard as I can and basically blast the gravity away from myself and just slam the door shut right in your face.
Antisocial.
I think I gesture for Ovi to sit, and then I just start to pace back and forth in the room. And normally I'm floating, but right now I'm actually walking, and you can see the metal of the floor underneath me just superheating every so often.
I feel it's a bit reinforced, but yeah, I like that. And Ovi does it down.
Yeah, Mal is definitely hotter than you've ever seen before. not attractiveness. Like, I think Mal's actually changed slightly from like a white star to like there's a bluish tint there, like almost blue flame.
Mal, is everything okay?
Okay, so you're the captain, right?
I guess.
Okay. I need you to captain me. Just tell me what to do because okay. Hold on. And I like try to like use the flame, like the star flame, to like show what I was shown earlier. This is not something I've ever done before, but I'm trying to describe this and I'm not able to find the words.
I think this happens.
So we see like blue flame appear and we see basically a vial appear in my hand. And then we see like the vial shrink and like a mini me floating in my hand. And then that mini me drinks the vial. And then suddenly that is no longer blue flame. And that's just like black smoke in the shape of a person. And I'm like, Weaver told me that he had a way to fix me. He said he could make me a human again. And I know that that is the wrong decision because I do not want the world to end. I do not want the worlds to end. I do not want the universe to end. But this is all I have ever wanted. This is why I am doing this mission. This is why I am who I am. And I don't think I can just turn it down. But I know that I have to. And so I need you to just be the captain and tell me to not take it because I can't. And I think I just like stopped talking. I'm still pacing, but I just stopped talking.
Obi's just got this look of some like shock and concern. Wow. Wow. Okay. That's that would not be great for the universe to end. It sure wasn't fun the first time. Is there a way to get it without ending everything?
I mean, we know it's on one of the planets that Weaver affected. I don't know if I can get there in time. I don't know if there's like a self-destruct or if Weaver has like a way to communicate with them. But I think either I help Weaver escape and he helps me find it or nothing.
I mean, I want to talk with everyone after this so we can figure out what we're going to do with everything Weaver's done with Weaver. I mean, if Weaver was able to make something that would make you human, that means doesn't necessarily have to be Weaver that does it. That means it's possible. Somebody else could do it.
That feels like a comforter support.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, double checking that I did not have a specific move for that. No, I do not. That's a 6.
I think at this point I'm just gonna like just not have any mechanical effect. I'm not gonna take a move there.
Fair enough. It's like, damn it, we're out of team. I don't have influence. This could have been okay.
I look at Ovi and I'm like, my voice is very, very level. You can tell like I'm trying very hard not to be emotional about this. And I'm like, I don't think Weaver is going to let that be an option. I think it's now or never. And I also think if I really wanted to do this, I already would have. And this isn't meant to be offensive, but it's not like any of you are powerful enough to stop me if I really wanted it. I don't want to doom the world to be selfish. And it is very, it's giving up on everything that you've ever wanted is the hardest thing that you could do, I guess.
Yeah, I've felt something like that. I mean, if whatever he's currently working on is destroyed, it doesn't, just because that can't be salvaged doesn't mean it's not possible. Like it can still eventually happen. And yeah, none of us could stop you, but you're asking and you're reaching out. And I've had some memories of you in the future, and that Mao wouldn't have reached out. So I'm proud of you.
I'm going to go ahead and give Ovi influence over me.
Oh, also, I think that's one of my team moves.
I believe so.
Yeah, when you confess to a teammate the difference between what you thought they would be and what they really are, add a team to the pool and ask them if you represent a future they'd want. If they say yes, mark a potential. If they say no, mark a condition.
Are you going to do that in character or out of character?
Either one.
I think I look at Ovi and I'm like, a big part of me really wishes I could be the Mal in your future, but I'm just not. I want to not care, but I guess I do. So I think that's probably a no there for your question.
Damn, okay. Let me pick a condition. I'll do guilty. Ovi stands up and she kind of like quickly rushes in and wraps her arms around Mal and then immediately like takes her arms away and steps back and like goes and grabs like a glass and pours herself some water and then just like pours it on like her face, her shirt, on her arms, just like, okay. There's like some steam coming off.
That's so good.
Is that the first physical contact Mal's had all season?
I believe so.
Hey, Ovi, I'm going to give you influence again. Can you shift my labels?
Oh man.
My danger is locked. Everything else can move in any direction.
I think with you giving influence as well, I think I'm going to have you roll another comforter support.
Okay.
You get a +1 this time.
This is true.
Yeah.
Mason shot a harpoon gun through Mal one time, but I don't think that counts as physical contact.
It's an 8.
All right, on a 7 to 9, choose one. I guess they can open up. You choose one.
Well, let me shift the labels first. I'm going to raise savior and lower superior.
All right, so now my savior is maxed and my superior is minned.
All right, and Mal, if you open up, you can choose one of those options.
I hate to be the person who shuts down the narrative, but I think Mal like pulls themselves up and they're like, why don't you go check in with the team? I'll be right behind you. I am going to need a minute, but I'll be right there. I don't think I open up.
Yeah.
Ovi fills up the water glass to drink this time and like, it's like, okay, yeah, I'll go see how that's going. And she goes over to open the door and I think pulls at it, looks at Mal and says, do you mind letting that go?
And I think on that, we turn the page and we're going to see what's going on the other side of that door. Mason, Jet, what are y'all up to?
So I think as Jet gets the door slammed in his face, I think Mason calls to Jet and like, hey, Jet, can you come here for a minute?
Okay.
And I'm going to tell Jet, here, I've got something for you. And like you become aware of this new string between us. Like it's invisible, but you can feel it. And you instinctively feel that if you tug it, that's basically like asking me permission to create a clone, one of those Jet clones, which you now can just ask me telepathically.
I like to tug on it like 5 times.
And 5 Jet Masons appear, and you now have 6 tuple vision.
I'd like us to form a little pyramid. Okay, I don't know the ship's that big.
I think that's probably what Ovi walks out into, is just a pyramid of Jet clones.
Well, they look like Mason, by the way, to make it clear for the listeners. Like, it's very easy to tell when a Mason is controlled by Jet, I feel.
So, chorus of 5 voices. So, did you guys enjoy your private time?
And Ovi's just standing there with the glass of water looking at this pyramid with this expression of like, what the fuck?
Which part of the pyramid does Jet himself form?
Oh, he's standing right next to it with his arms on his hips.
Okay, so I think at this point the 5 Masons spoof, because like creating 5 clones is very tiring for me. So I think I sit down and like my breathing is a bit laborious.
Private time was okay.
Well, great. I'm going to get some potato chips.
I think Mal wants to be left alone for a bit.
So, Captain, I might have a plan for something, but you're not gonna like it. So I'm not sure if we can keep Weaver in this prison. Like, it's not safe, and I only know one safe place to keep Weaver, and that's with my people. Like, they're the only ones that could potentially hold him prisoner forever.
Yeah, I don't really like the sound of that. Look, when Mal comes out, why don't we all sit down and talk about it and figure out what to do? Because I had some memories resurface that I think might be relevant.
Okay.
Do we want anything else before Mal comes out and we have this group meeting?
Can someone just like knock on the door and be like, Mal, group meeting 5 minutes? I want to transition in that way.
Hey, buddy. We're meeting in 5 minutes. Finish putting your makeup on.
I think we cut into the kitchen at that point, and we just see Mal like standing like over the counter. I think like vaguely washing the dishes, but also just kind of just standing there like while water runs in the sink. But on the counter, we see like 2 puddles of that same like sun liquid that we saw in the first issue. The like what we saw in the river with the starlings. But we see like 2 puddles of that on the table. Mal's crying for anyone who didn't get that.
I didn't get that, so thank you.
Oh,
And we turn the page, and where are we having the meeting? Where do we want to set this discussion?
the common space?
Cool.
I kind of was thinking it would happen in Jet's ship, because I feel like Jet's ship is super dirty, and that would drive all of us wild.
You'd be thinking wrong.
Oh, Jet keeps his ship really clean.
Well, water and trash don't mix.
Ah, fair.
So we want to set it in the common room?
Sounds good.
Let's just position everyone in the scene. Where is everyone here? We jump into this.
I'm kind of imagining that we have maybe not like a table, but like some kind of like command center or table that we can all sit around. And I think Ovi's sitting there at the very least.
Cool. Jet, Mason, Mal, where y'all?
I think I'm cleaning up. Yeah, I think I've got a mop and I'm mopping the floor.
Well, I'm just pacing around, arms folded like I always am at these meetings.
I think I'm leaning against some wall, probably pretty close to Ovi.
I love that Ovi is the only person sitting at the table.
That sums up the group pretty well.
Yup.
So that was a lot.
I think we did well.
I think the universe is boned.
Yeah, there's a lot of cleanup to do.
And just 4 of us.
I don't know, there's like 6 of him, gesturing over to Mason.
From another room, a Mason puts his head through the door and goes like, "Hey, there's only 4," and leaves.
Yeah, we've got our work cut out for us. But priority number 1, we have to stop Weaver.
I had some memories come back from being prepped to be sent back here, and we lost a lot of other people that were trying to come back and fix everything, because Weaver had or other Weavers. I don't know. I'm still really confused on how the hell you refer to clones, but they were using this scythe that was just erasing their impact from the timeline. I don't know where or when that is, but that sounds a lot easier.
If they were erased from existence, then how do you know they were there?
Big shrug.
Editor's note, big shrug.
Editor's note, shut up.
Mason looks at Ovi and says, the weird thing about Weaver's people is that we don't have all that technology. Like, when you can make a lot of clones of yourself, society tends to be more labor focused instead of technology focused. So something really weird must have happened in the future.
Yeah, there was a lot of weird stuff. / I think it's all been a bit jumbled up since we started all of this.
Oh, I got it. What if we could get that device and use it to erase Royal Oil out of existence?
That's your top priority? Is Royal Oil? Not Weaver.
Weaver! Oh, yes. He's a problem too.
Can I get a panel of just blinking?
I thought we just kind of had him captured and all.
We definitely don't.
Wait, is Weaver they?
They. And I think at the we definitely don't, we turn the page and we get a panel. Well, we get a page of panels showing this planet and then this group that looks a lot like Weaver if Weaver was reptilian. And we see a monitor. And then on that monitor, we see a scan that shows the USB and a readout of information. And then we see a ship launch. And then we turn the page and we're back into this conversation.
Don't like that.
Don't worry about those panels. They're unrelated.
So all I'm saying is we've got plenty of time He's stuck here forever. Like, we'll be fine. We've got tons of time to make this happen.
I explained this to Ovi earlier, but I don't think he's gonna be stuck there forever. I think if you want a permanent solution of captivity, I told Ovi, but then we have to go to my people. They're the only ones that could keep him captive. From what we've seen that Weaver can do, I'm not trusting our prison cell here.
What makes it so that your people can keep him captive?
I mean, imagine if I tried to get into your mind, which I would never do, but imagine if I wanted to be evil with those powers. Now imagine there's several billion people trying to do that at once. There's not a lot you can do against my people.
Yeah, I'm aware.
So it sounds like we have two different tasks. Imprison Weaver with Mason's people, find the scythe, use it.
Yeah, I guess they can hold Weaver until we can get this thing.
Do we have any leads on where to find the scythe?
Not at the moment. I guess I got to do some research.
Do we have any leads on where my people are?
To answer Mason's question, Mason, I think that you know what direction your people are at least. I think if you reach out, you can at least always feel what the direction, like that large of a group is. Like they likely can't do the same for you because you're such a smaller signal, but you could at least point the ship in the right direction and go.
Cool.
So we go to Mason's people, give them Weaver. We try to find this scythe. Is everybody cool with that?
You the captain, boss.
One team or two?
I think one team. I think if anything goes wrong before we get to Mason's people, we should all be there to help.
Then let's go.
So you think after we get this guy, we could go after Royal Oil as the ship flies away?
Fantastic. And I think we get the USB flying off, and then we see like a far distance behind that ship that took off in those cutaway panels, like arriving where you all were, turning towards where you went, and then just following at high speed.
Moon Harbor Heroes is produced by Anthony Sheets, TB Huth, and Elliot Peterson, and edited by Anthony Sheets and Sean Geddes. Anthony can be found on Twitter at IcyNewYear or at icynewyear.com. T is a theater artist and educator in the DC area. She can be found at thuthplaywright on Twitter or tphuth94 on Instagram. Elliot can be found at Elliot Yellen on Twitter. That's ELLIOTYLEN. Sean can be found at The Crumpit, THECRUMPIT, on Twitter. Moon Harbor Heroes is played using Masks: A New Generation, written by Brendan Conway and produced by Magpie Games. The music in this issue is Work by Kevin MacLeod. A link to his website and the license will be in the show notes. Our logo was designed by Beautiful Beasties. She can be found on Instagram at beastly.doodles or on Patreon at patreon.com/beautifulbeasties. This issue is GM'd by Anthony Sheets. Stardust is played by T. Huth. Portali is played by Elliot Peterson. Jet is played by EXPHP. You probably won't find him at itsexphp on Twitter, but it's worth a try. Mason is played by Simon Meskins. You can find him as at Gilbereka, GILBERREKE on Twitter. If you want to get a hold of us, email us at moonharborheroes@gmail.com or find us on Twitter at moonharborcast. If you enjoyed this issue, please leave us a review on your podcatcher of choice or tell a friend. 5-star reviews and word of mouth are really the best way for us to keep bringing these stories to more people. If you'd like to support us financially, check us out at patreon.com/moonharborheroes. Supporting us there will give you access to bonus issues each month. And thank you for helping us save the world. We'll see you next issue.